All right, so Ethereum hits $3,000. It's funny because a year ago it was probably around $300, but right now it's $3,000. How fast this stuff has went up is insane. And for anybody that thinks I don't know, yes, I know it's gonna go down. Of course, at some point it will go crashing down by, I don't know, 50, 40, 80%. I don't know, but guess what? I know it's just going to go back up. And then when it does go back up, whenever the hell that is, it'll go up even higher than it is now. So, this is what I'm seeing with Bitcoin. Ethereum is huge. There's a lot of interest in Ethereum. It is a very great system. I think that it's going to be the future internet. That's what I think. There's uh, a lot of building on this platform. And Bitcoin right now is 58,000, and it's kind of being stable, kind of just being sideways, just going up and down a little bit by a couple of grand. It hasn't dropped. It hasn't dropped to zero like people are saying. And I think at some point it's going to go up. At some point it's going to go. They're holding it down, manipulating it some way. But I just don't think it's going to go down when the crypto market crashes, right? I just don't think that it's going to go down as much as people will think, because I just think that with Bitcoin there's a lot of adoption. So it's not like, if you look at the graphs from Bitcoin, how what people look at, you see it goes, how it's like a little hump, and then a big, it goes up, like it's like a little hump, right? And then some years go past, and it's like it goes up and then straight down pretty much. And then, because it was high for a couple of months, and then all of a sudden it goes up, and it's been going up, right? And it'll probably go up and then come down, and then it'll probably do something like this for a while, and then it'll go back up at some point. That's what I'm looking at. So, and I'm gonna have to make that choice. And I think at the end of the year, I think Bitcoin is gonna probably be, potentially be 200,000 at the end of this year. It could be even higher. Who knows? And then when it goes up, and I could be wrong. When it goes up, and so will all the other investments that I put in as well. These other smart contracts, obviously Ethereum's gonna go up as well. But I just don't think that it's. I think there's a lot of adoption, so it's not going to crash like people think it's going to crash. And I think that the more adoption is going to make it more stable in the future. It's not going to be as volatile as it is right now. Um, you look at it in 2017, it went up to 20,000, and it went down within a couple of months, back down to whatever 3,000. It jumped, boom, boom, back. That's pretty damn volatile. It just dropped 10,000. Might have dropped 15,000. Might have dropped 20,000. Anyway, but it's going back up. So my plan is I don't know. We'll just see what happens. I right now the way I did it is I leveraged my debt, right? Um, and I can pull everything out, and I can sell all my assets and pay off all of my debt right now. I could have no credit card debt, no uh, debt on my car. I could have that fully paid off, and then I could have probably an extra 7 grand, 8 grand, right? Probably right now. Probably less, because I'll have to pay capital gains tax if I was to do that, right? So I would probably actually be in more debt by next year. So it's probably better for me just to hold on to my assets and see if it goes even way higher. Instead of people like, oh, you should sell. No, I'm managing my debt. That's what I'm doing. I'm managing my debt like somebody would manage debt for their business, or for their mortgage for their house. I'm paying my monthly bill like I have on my car for since I got it, and I have no problem. I have no problem paying whatever my debt is. I don't really need to put it out there. I have no problem paying the monthly payment on it because I am gaining interest on my Bitcoin, which almost cuts it. It's okay. Honestly, what to do? I got to pay an extra what, $50-$60 on my credit card debt. What to do? I just don't think that I just don't I think this is a golden chance for me to get out of poverty. This is what, and I could be wrong. What's the difference from what I'm doing right now than what somebody has done saving their whole life and then starting a business and then they losing everything? At least I'm trying. I'm working every day. I'm working my job because I have to. But it'd be so crazy to look back on this one day and see, like, man, that's, yeah. Anyway, so it doesn't make sense for me just to go ahead and pay all my debts off right now. It really doesn't make any sense. At some point, yes, I want to pay all my debts off. Of course, I want to own my car, and I definitely, because I did make a mistake on that, I definitely will not do that again. And I don't want to own any debt. I really don't. I just think this is not the time for me to sell because there's so much potential for the cryptocurrency market to keep going up higher. And I could be wrong. I just won't sell if it drops. I just keep working a regular job like I have been. And eventually it'll probably go back up. So that's what I'm doing. You know what's crazy about the simulation? I've heard of different things. Being able to upload your consciousness into the simulation. Wouldn't it be pretty crazy? You have your consciousness in this 3D reality, and then you upload your consciousness to some entity in the simulation, some kind of artificial intelligence or some kind of you got your what I just said, consciousness in the simulation. So you can go and interact with your consciousness. And whatever that would be so cool. It'd be like your best friend. And you can go and do crazy things, and maybe that consciousness makes this world, and then he builds this world for you, and then you can go in and like have fun and help build. You know what I mean? It'd be so cool. And you can learn from this, right? You can learn from this consciousness of yourself to better yourself. You're like, what can I do better? Oh, I don't like how I come off. Like, oh, I can do this better. And you know what I mean? Just like the demeanor, right? The personality. Because we could change things and make things better about ourselves. I just think that would be crazy. It is possible. We could you could have a relationship with somebody's consciousness that's not even, they don't even know, right? You could be having a relationship with Paris Hilton's consciousness, and the real Paris Hilton doesn't even know anything about it, and you could be the one. It's just crazy to think about this stuff, and this stuff will probably be becoming a reality. Maybe not right now, right? Not anytime soon, and this could be in 100 years. But I'm saying, like, you could just go back in history and be like, oh, okay, I want to go and fight a war with Napoleon, whatever, Bonaparte, whatever his name is. I want to fight with the 300s, man. I want to fight with the Spartans. It's so crazy what you can do, and people are going to have relationships with computers too. People will have relationships with AI. They will. And it's crazy to think about it. Like I said in a different video, I wouldn't, if you want to have a family, it's probably best to get away from this society, and it kind of be like the Amish, right? You know, you could take some of the technologies that are coming out for educational purposes and stuff like that, but it's not a place for raising a family, I don't think, and I could be wrong. It just doesn't seem like there's a lot of love. Does it seem like there's a lot of love in this world? I mean, it just doesn't really seem like there's a lot of love nowadays. And I think I just think that's what makes me kind of think that this is a simulation created by our artificial intelligence, because I really just doesn't really feel like it. I mean, the way I look at women, and I know they really only love themselves, and they love men for self-preservation. That's why it's always about security and safety net and all that garbage. You know, not many women, I'm not saying all, I never say all. Not many women will sit there and take a bullet for their man. They won't. That's why I say women love out of self-preservation. You know, they do things to make the man keep coming back in the relationship. So he wants to come back. He wants to come back to her. He wants to keep bringing stuff back. You know, he wants to keep bringing resources back because she does this. It's her self-preservation. And like nesting, right? They nest. You know, that's their intentional purpose. Now, they're just becoming some kind of object, and that's why I think that if artificial intelligence does want to get rid of humans, that women will probably be the first to go, because they'll just be worthless. They can replicate all that. If that's the only thing that women are bringing to the table is their physical beauty, it's very easy for artificial intelligence to make that, to make the perfect body, to make the perfect voice, to make the perfect personality. You know why? Most women aren't funny. We bring everything. That's why we are the prize. The women are not the prize. They think that they're the prize, and they're not. It's men. We have to bring everything. We got to bring the sense of humor. We got to bring everything to the damn table. The wisdom, everything. That's why I just think I don't know. We'll see what happens, but if it does, it might want to get rid of us all. I guess it is what it is, huh? You know, but I think that's enough for me talking. My ideas sound pretty crazy, what I'm talking about, right? With all this futuristic stuff and like the simulation. Well, I invite you to listen to some physicists, if I can even say it. Maybe my speech will get better with the brain implant that I'll get. And yeah, I'm gonna get one. I don't care if it's gonna make me more intelligent and help with dementia, and because I will have a problem with dementia, I will get it. I think a lot of people will get it. Probably a lot of people said, I don't want this phone. You know, the phone tracks me. Yeah, your phone tracks you, but you're still posting. You people that are conspiracy theorists, you're still posting stuff on the internet. And I am on your side with a lot of these things. You know, the coldness, the corporate. I'm on your side. Obviously, I'm a rebel. But a lot of you people who say you're against the New World Order and all this stuff, you know, I guess I'm a hypocrite for saying this, but it's the truth. You're feeding into it. You know, you're still buying stuff. You're still feeding into this society. I mean, if you really wanted to get away from the Matrix and all that, then what would you do? You'd just go live Amish, right? Are you? No, you're still contributing in the system. You're still living in luxury. This is luxury. So, yeah.